Hey everybody, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about a pretty important subject, which is what to do and what not to do when you screw up. So firstly, before we jump into that, I want to apologize for missing a video last week. That's the wrong one. There we go. Missing a video last week. Just logistics kind of screwed up for me. I was doing a class up in Silicon Valley for Google. I live in LA, and I left my laptop charger on my boat, which is about 45 minutes south of me, and just one of those things. So I had to go to get the charger before starting to drive up. I usually drive up to Silicon Valley when I'm going up there, so I can bring my dog. Makes life easier. So I go ahead and do that, and just I ended up getting in at like 11:30 and just being super tired. I also had like a guy come in and do some chimney stuff that day. Just sort of logistics were kind of messed up. So wanted to make sure that they got this video out this week, and this is brought on by a post in I forget which subreddit. I think it was maybe like AWS subreddit or DevOps subreddit, or I forget exactly which one. But it was a post by somebody who was obviously a fairly junior person, and I can tell that just by the fact of the question that they asked, and what was kind of going on. I think they may have said that they were sort of junior as well, but yeah, it's pretty obvious either way. So basically, the situation was this person felt that their organization should move some stuff to AWS. Right. So they were currently just on prem, normal IT kind of shop. And what the person proposed was that they set up an AWS account. They go put some stuff on there. He can play around with it for a little bit, get some confidence around it, and then once they have tried it out effectively, they can make a better, more informed decision, which makes a lot of sense. So the issue is when they talked to their boss, they sort of based their usage on what they did at home with their own personal AWS account, and they were expecting the total costs to be about, I don't know, $10 or something like that. Pretty cheap. Week or two worth of testing, playing around with stuff, not going to be too expensive. So they got the sizing screwed up, right? So they used much larger instances than they needed. I think they used some of the hosted database stuff, and it ended up being pretty large. And they got a usage charge of $800. And the person who asked the question hadn't been keeping track of this stuff, so they were freaked out, and they basically didn't know what to do, how to fix this so that their boss wouldn't find out. And that's the bit that's problematic, and that's what brought on this video. So my issue with it is that you shouldn't hide things like this. The issue to me, and the response that I gave on the post, was the thing that I find concerning is not that you screwed something up, it's that you're hiding it. So what you want to do if you screw something up as a junior person is tell people. That's what you want to do. You want to, as soon as you identify the problem, you want to take a few moments to kind of figure out, all right, what can I potentially do to go fix it? So come up with some ideas, and then you go tell your boss. So don't try to hide this stuff. You're a junior person. Junior people are expected to make mistakes. They assume you're going to, right? In an IT budget, $800 is nothing, right? That's not something that's going to be a huge issue. They're not going to be psyched about it, but it's not going to be massive. And what a lot of people reacted to this was, well, you can, sorry, my dog just came in. and she over drinks water. She drinks water too fast, and she throws it up. Um, so yeah, that just happened. I'll have to clean that up after this video. So um, so what a bunch of other people posted was, if this is a new account, if you're new to AWS, call them. And this is a one-time thing. It's anomalous. They'll, almost certainly, work with you and try to go ahead and fix it, and it won't be an issue. But there's probably going to be like an $800 credit on the bill, or there's going to be something on the bill, or at some point it's going to come up, or someone's going to find out. And at that point, you've been hiding things. And that is so much worse than the problem. Everybody screws up things. I remember one time I screwed up pretty majorly. I forgot a where clause on an update statement on a production database, and I changed the password for I think 10 million people. So I was able to fix it really quickly, but immediately, um, you know, went to my superior, and this I had been around for a while at that point. Just went to my boss and was like, "Hey, I screwed this up. This is the impact. This is what I'm going to do to fix it." Because you just want everybody to be on the same page, right? So, like, what happens if your boss's boss saw that bill and saw like an $800 credit, and didn't know that they were using AWS and was, maybe against it, and that's why you guys had moved over from there, and now your boss needs to explain why, you know, this was a thing, or just weirdness. I mean, that's I don't know what if they would ever find or not. But the idea is, if you're a junior person, heck, if you're a senior person, you're going to screw things up. That's one of the reasons why, if you work in a larger environment, if you work in somewhere that's, a fairly enterprise, they're going to have tons of processes and procedures in place. And that's not because they just want to slow things down and slow things down. That's because they know that humans screw things up. So what they want to do is they want to minimize the amount of opportunity for people to screw things up, right? So it's an expected thing. So yeah, that's really the main kind of takeaway from this video. It's just a super quick one. Just wanted to kind of get that out there, and sort of just make sure that everybody who is new to the tech sector, new to really anything, I mean, you could be a welder, and the same thing applies, right? If you screw something up, tell your boss. Don't try to hide this stuff. You always look better, right? Because now it's like, all right, I don't have to. I don't. If you're reporting to somebody and you actively go to them and you say, "Hey, I screwed this thing up," they're like, "Okay, I know about that screw up, and I also know that odds are there weren't 100 other screw ups, because this person is forthright and comes to me and tells me when there's a screw up. There's no like ambiguous number of issues going on that may have been, able to fix it this time, or maybe you fix it and maybe that's not the best way to fix it. Sometimes what ends up happening is you cause this sort of cascade, where if you're, you know, if you're, especially if you're junior, you screw something up and then you try to fix it, but in the fixing it, you make it worse. Um, you know, so like the database, for example, thing, I was able to go roll that back, because we had a previous version of the database that was only a few minutes old, and we had transaction logs. So I was able to go figure out what the deltas were, right? But let's say somebody else who was really new did a similar thing and they tried to go hide that issue. What they might do is they just might roll the database back, and they might not be aware or not realize the scope of issue that having changes between the version that you rolled back and the current version, right? Um, Things like billing stuff, right? So maybe someone changed the credit card number, and now it's supposed to be billing to this new thing, and it's building the old one. That could be a really big deal. Stuff like that, or they try to cancel their account, or you had new accounts that signed up. I mean, things like that could be really, really big deal. And again, if you bring it to people's attention when you screw things up, not only are you getting that visibility, you're getting a trust in your organization. That's hugely important, but it's also giving other people the chance to sanity check the solution to the problem, which is probably one of the biggest things, just sort of generally. So anyway, it's gonna be a fairly quick video this time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry about not getting some dates locked down about that class that I'm gonna be doing. Um, I think what I'm gonna be doing for the friends and family run is doing it on a weekend, which is weird because it's a 4-day class. But I think this actually might be a really good way to do it because it could give people the opportunity to take it when they might not be able to do it otherwise. And also, since I'm basically doing this, kind of donating my time, um, it takes less time for me overall. So it's not like billable time that I would be, otherwise, being able to bill. So I think basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go find a weekend. I'll put on the calendar. It may be towards the end of July. So what I want to do is give people a few weeks to be able to sign up for it. And then probably what I'll do is I'll do all lecture on Saturday and Sunday Pacific time. And then what I'll do is I'll give folks access to labs for the rest of the week. So I think that's my sort of tentative plan right now. And I'll make some more nailed down announcements shortly in terms of when that will happen. So sorry about the delay in getting that all sort of sorted, but I'll have dates for you guys soon who want to sign up for that. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. So have a great week.